Hi, my name is Brad Keeler, and I welcome you to tonight's Tunkhannock Area Tigers versus Northwest Area Rangers boys basketball game. This is also the Coaches versus Cancer game, so we'll get right into it. The Tigers are 10-4. They are 4-2 in the Wyoming Valley Conference Division II, and they take on a lackluster Northwest Area team that's 4-9 and 1-5 in the league. For the Tigers, their last game was Friday night down at Mr. Kushki's Lake Lehman, and they played the Black Knights, and it was two completely different halves against them. As in the first half, it seemed as if the Tigers were just hoping that they could outmuscle the Black Knights into a game, but they couldn't. So then in the second half, the Tigers came back and were able to put them to rest. The Tigers limped to the break though, 32-26. So hopefully they can start a little better tonight and finish the game the way they did against Lehman. The Rangers though, they were ran out of their home gymnasium on Friday night against Wyoming Seminary, 72-24. Sem raced out to a 50-8 halftime lead. The Rangers were led by Gary McLendon, who put up a whopping 4 points in the loss. So they really just could not get anything going against Wyoming Seminary. Hopefully they can rebound tonight and make this a competitive matchup, as these two teams have some rivalry going on. So last year on senior night, the Tigers lost by, I think, 30 points to Northwest, and they just did not play well in that game. And you knew coming into it, this game was circled on their calendars because they wanted this game. They know this is the revenge game, the game they want back that they gave away. Your Tigers are very good this year in the PIAA District 2 Class 4A boys basketball standings. They're sitting at about the 3 seed with Scranton Prep and Valley View ahead of them, but then they are in a dogfight for 3rd, 4th with Western Wayne, a team they lost to right before Christmas break. So Tunkhannock's trying to keep up with them and stay ahead of them so they don't draw Scranton Prep in the second round. With about a minute and a half before we turn it over to the public address announcer, we're just going to watch the teams warm up a little bit. The Tigers have been led consistently by Ryan Harder and Jack Chilson and Ben Chilson, and maybe if Northwest can somehow figure out how to slow down one of them and force the other two to step up and make some big shots and to play defense and win in all facets of the game, hopefully they can do it that way and slow down the Tigers. But the only team I think that can come up with a scheme to do that is Seminary, because they did it before against Holy Redeemer in that home game. They really just couldn't make a shot. So I say the Tigers only lost one game in the league, and they kind of beat themselves the other night against Redeemer for their other loss. So the second half of the season will be interesting as the Tigers look to get to the top of Division II.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's contest between Tunkhannock Area and our guest, the Rangers from Northwest. We encourage you to cheer for your team, but throwing, taunting, or any other unsportsmanlike actions will not be tolerated. We also ask that you respect the decisions of the game officials at all times. Tunkhannock Area is a tobacco-free school district, and tobacco products of any kind are forbidden on school grounds. Thank you and enjoy tonight's game. And now for the starting lineups for the Rangers from Northwest. Starting guard, 6'1" senior, number 24, Walker Yeaple. Starting guard, 6'1" senior, number 10, Matt Sachs. Starting guard, and 6' junior, number 1, Matt Carantoni. Starting forward, a 6'3" sophomore, number 15, Chase Biller. And starting forward, a 6' freshman, number 23, Landon Hufford. The Rangers are coached by Mr. Sean Miller. He is assisted by Mr. Zach Ellis. And now for the Tigers in Tunkhannock area. Starting forward, 6'4" freshman, number 3, Ben Chilton. Starting guard, a 6'4" junior, number 1, Ryan Harder. Starting forward, a 6'6" junior, number 11, Jack Chilson. Starting forward, a 6'2" senior, number 35, Jaron Robinson. And starting point guard, a 6'2" senior, number 12, Jake Briscoe. The Tigers are coached by Mr. Spencer Lumber. He is assisted by Mr. Stan Harder and Mr. Ryan Luce. Tonight's officials, the referee, Mr. Eric Lawson, the umpires, Mr. Mike Monahan, and Mr. Howie Walker. Will you please stand and remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
For the Tigers tonight, they will have Jaron Robinson return to the starting lineup after he had a couple games of coming on as the sixth man. He will return for the Tigers tonight. Tigers have a very big height advantage down low, it looks like, as Chilson looks to be head and shoulders above the rest, as he will jump against Walker Yaupel for Northwest. The chip goes to Tunkhannock. Frisco has it. He gives it to Robinson. To Jack Chilson. He gets trapped on the baseline, gives it to Robinson, who's good for two. As the Tigers go into a 1-2-2 press trap, Yaupel has it, gives it to Sachs, back to Yaupel, over to Biller, back to Yaupel. Back to Biller, over to Yaupel. Down low to Biller. His shot no good, rebounded by Robinson. Gives it to Harder, looking to push. He sets up a long three, long. Rebounded by Biller to Yaupel to bring it up. And Yaupel will settle for a long three and bang it home. Frisco with it. He'll give it to Harder. Back to Jack Chilson. Over to Frisco. To Harder. Down low to Jack Chilson, who gets double teamed down low. Robinson cuts. Has it taken away by Pierantoni. He'll give it to Yalpel. Yalpel gets double teamed by the Chilson brothers, and he will throw it over to Hufford. His shot is good. 5-2 Rangers, as Frisco will bring it up for the Tigers. Give it to Harder, to Jack Chilson, to Frisco. Over to Harder, sets his feet. Around and out. Yalpel with it. He'll give it to Biller. Up top to Hufford. Over to Pierantoni, who misses a long three. Rebounded by Jack Chilson. He'll bring it up. Cuts right through the defense for two. Can't get much easier than that. As pass from Biller to Yalpel is tipped, which created the 10 second violation. Tigers will gain possession down a point. Frisco with it off the inbound. To Harder, to Robinson, to Jack Chilson. Over to Harder. Back to Jack Chilson in the corner for three, and he buries it. Jack Chilson with the three, as Yalpel has it. Gives it to Sachs. Down low to Hufford, whose pass against down to Biller goes into the bleachers. Chilson to inbound. He gives it to Harder. Jack Chilson. Over to Harder on the block. Drives and gets his shot blocked by either Biller or Yalpel. Tigers will gain possession. Frisco to inbound. No one's moving, but he gets it to Robinson. Over to Chilson, Jack Chilson. He'll drive. And there is a foul on Biller, his first, team's first of the half. As Harder has it. It's up top to Robinson. Over to Ben Chilson, sets his feet, fires. Misses the three, rebounded by Robinson. Should have just went straight up with it. As Jack Chilson will be shooting 2 free throws. He draws the foul. The foul was on number... I don't know. As Chilson makes his first free throw. Chilson's second free throw is good. Pierantoni will bring it up. He'll give it to Biller, has it taken away by Chilson. He'll give it to Robinson. In the corner to Frisco. Back out to Robinson. Over to Jack Chilson. Over to Harder. To Robinson. To Ben Chilson in the corner. Back to Robinson to Harder. He'll drive, kick it out to Chilson. He'll drive, put up a nice floater, short, rebounded by Harder. He will not put up a shot, but he'll kick it to the corner. Short three by Jack Chilson. Sachs with it. Gives it to Yalpel. Over to Sachs. Out to Pierantoni. Down low to Biller. He'll give it back to Yalpel. To Biller. To Hufford. To Yalpel. He'll give it to Sachs. To Pierontoni. Over to Yalpel. And he dribbles it off his foot back behind the back pass to Biller, goes out of bounds off of Northwest. Northwest did a lot of passing there on that possession, a lot of cutting, trying to get something open, but they did not. Tigers have a 9-5 lead with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first quarter here. As Chilson has it, gives it to Harder. Gives it to Ben Chilson in the corner. Ben Chilson calls for the pick by Jack. And that's a walk on Ben Chilson. Inbound is to Yalpel. Cross court to Pierontoni. To Biller. Over to Yalpel. Over to Biller. Biller doesn't know where to go with it, but he gives it to Yalpel. Yalpel shot no good. Rebounded by Jack Chilson. He's pushing. Spin move. Short on the floater. Gets his own rebound. Misses again. Rebounded by Harder. He'll go up, and he gets the lid off the basket, making his first basket. Timeout Northwest. Northwest is trying to tire Tunkhannock out when Northwest has the ball, making Tunkhannock run through picks and watch cutters and move quickly to defend against the quick shot that the Northwest area Rangers have. I don't know if Northwest wants to be taking the three-point shot right now because they haven't been really getting anything to fall inside, but maybe once they get the lid to come off the basket, then maybe it'll start to flow a lot better for him, as David Baltricitis, number 10, will be subbed in for Tunkhannock. He'll be subbed in for Jaron Robinson. Northwest has the ball. Sachs will inbound to Yalpel. Yalpel to Sachs. Sachs free throw line jumper, good. His first basket of the game. Frisco has it. He'll give it to Baltricitis, to Frisco, to Ben Chilson, to Jack Chilson, to Harder, to Baltricitis, to Frisco, to Ben Chilson, to Jack Chilson, to Frisco, to David Baltricitis has it, to Harder, Ben Chilson to Jack Chilson, to Harder, to Frisco. Tigers took half a second off the clock here, half a minute off the clock, as Frisco gives it to Harder, to David Baltricitis. He'll line a three, around and out. Sachs gives it to Yalpel. .34 seconds left. Pierontoni with it. He'll give it to Hufford, to Biller, over to Yalpel's long three, no good, rebounded by Sachs, to Pierontoni. 15 seconds left. Sachs sets up a long three, short, rebounded by Ben Chilson. Couldn't get it though, as Sachs drives the rim, gets it blocked by Jack Chilson. 5 seconds left. Harder's long three is long, and that'll end the first quarter. You're a Tigers 11, the Rangers 7. Northwest will have it out of the intermission. As number 5, Tristan Lapore is checked in for the Rangers. As Sachs has it, gives it to Hufford, back to Sachs. Sachs with it, has nowhere to go, gives it to Hufford. Inbounds pass tipped away. Chris Trochak, is number 5, is checked in for the Tigers. He's checked in for Ben Chilson. As the long-range shot by Pierantoni is no good, rebounded by Chris Trochak to Chilson, to Harder pushing. That's a block on Northwest. I'm sorry, number 5, Gary McLendon is checked in for the Rangers. The shot by Baltricitis is no good. Pierantoni with it. He'll give it to McLendon. Over to Biller, and that's a walk. A minute into the quarter. No score has changed. The foul is on number 5, McLendon, his second. Team's third of the half. Frisco to Harder, to Chilson, to Frisco, to Harder. Driving, floater, no good, rebounded by David Baltricitis. And they call a walk. Yalpel is checked back in, and so is number 2, John Savakinas. As Sachs gives it to Yalpel, to Pierantoni. Down low to Hufford. Cross court to Sachs. Lines up a corner 3, long. Rebounded by Chilson, to Frisco to bring it up. To Trochak, to Harder. Harder gives it to Trochak in the corner. To Chilson. He has the ball poked away. It'll stay Tunkhannock ball. Paul Binner is subbed in for number 22. He's subbed in for Jake Baltricitis, and Ben Chilson comes in for Jake Frisco. Trochak with it. That's a double dribble. Gotta know your place. Gotta know what's going on. As he gets called for a careless mistake. Inbound goes to Pierantoni. Pass is tipped. Chilson with it to Trochak, to Ben Chilson. Pass is tipped off of Northwest. Harder gave it to Trochak, to Binner. Binner blows by McLendon, and he goes up for a dunk and misses. In a tight game, you don't want to dunk. You want to put it in easy for 2. Yalpel's shot is no good. Harder with it to Ben Chilson. Good move, no good on the shot though, as Sachs has it. To Pierantoni, to Hufford. His shot is short. Not rebounded by Chilson. Jack will just let it go out of bounds as Harder has it. No scoring has occurred here in the first 2 minutes and 50 seconds of the quarter. Harder with it. Gives it to Binner. Down low to Chilson. And he has it poked away on the way up. No foul. Tigers will retain possession. And correction, McLendon for Northwest has one foul as Harder has a pass to back at him. Binner to Harder. To Jack Chilson. Down low to Binner. Binner's pass is taken away by Hufford. Yalpel with it. He'll get it to Sachs, line up a three. All the way around and out and no good. Sachs can't find the bottom of the net right now. Binner with it. Won't do anything fancy. Gives it to Trochak. He lines up a three. And that's good. Trochak has his first couple points of the night. As Pirone Tony has it. Has his pass tipped. Yalpel gets it, gives it to Sachs. Trap comes. And Yalpel called the timeout for Northwest because his teammate Sachs was trapped in the corner. 7-point lead for the Tigers, 4 minutes and 5 seconds into the second quarter here. Tigers have not had a foul called against them so far this half. Football-like score as the Tigers are ahead 14-7. As the one official, I thought he was throwing it to me, but the one official was there to save my life before the ball came and hit me. Pirone Tony to inbound. He gives it to Yalpel. To Pirone Tony. Up to Sarakinas. Over to Pirone Tony. To Yalpel. Long three, short. Ben Chilson with the rebound. Gives it to Jack Chilson over to Frisco. He'll line up a long three and bury it. Frisco has his first 3 points of the night. Yalpel with it. To Pirone Tony. To Sachs. Sachs lines up a three now. Can't answer back. Pirone Tony has got it away from Binner as Harder gets the steal on the pass. He's pushing. Puts it up. No good. But there was a foul on the play. Fourth foul of the half by Northwest. It was on number 23, Hufford, his first, as Harder makes the first free throw. Misses the second. Yalpel brings it into the front court. He'll give it to Sachs. Sachs drives. Gets Chilson off his feet, but Frisco stays down and blocks it. Harder has it. Goes up for a layup. For a floater, no good. Paul Binner's right there for the rebound and the putback, and his foul on the putback. Binner will shoot two. Fifth foul by Northwest. Binner makes the first. Robinson is checked in for Chilson. McLendon is subbed back in, and Biller is subbed back in for Northwest. As Sachs came out, and Paul missed his second free throw. Rebounded by Robinson. Gets it out to Harder. Misses. Sachs is sitting because he's been taking poor shots just to try to will Northwest back into a game where this game is still young. McLendon has it, gives it to Biller, over to McLendon. The pass goes to the cheerleaders as Tunkhannock gets possession. Northwest has not scored this quarter. Frisco will bring it up. 2:15 to go. Frisco to Binner, to Harder. Ben Chilson's three, short, no good. Pirone Tony got the board. Gives it over to McLendon for three. Him and Yalpo are tied for highest scorer with 3 points apiece, as Frisco has it. To Harder, to Robinson, over to Ben Chilson, to Frisco. His pass is tipped, and Tunkhannock will keep possession. Inbound to Harder. About 1.5 left as Ben Chilson gets it to Binner. Over to Harder. Pick and roll to Binner. Floater, no good. Off of Tunkhannock, though. 1:22 left in the half. Tigers hold a 9-point lead. Sachs also has 2 fouls. That might be why he's sitting on the bench right now, as Yalpo has it. Over to McLendon, to Yalpo, to McLendon. Minute left. Hufford has it. Over to Yalpo, drives, and one. Yalpo will shoot one as he gets the basket to go. First foul on Harder and the first foul on Tunkhannock. He missed the free throw. Harder has it, drives, kicks it to Ben Chilson. Over to Robinson. To Frisco. To Harder. To Binner, to Chilson. To Frisco, to Robinson. To Harder. Binner puts up a three. Had no spin on it. Short. Robinson with it. And that's a hold down low. Northwest will get the foul called against them. Jack Chilson will sub in for Binner. That is Hufford's second foul. Next foul on the Rangers, and the Tigers will be shooting 1-and-1s. They have 20 seconds left. They won't go for a foul. They'll look to take a 7-point lead at least into the half. Harder to Frisco. To Harder. 10 seconds left. Yalpo on him. Harder drives, kicks to Chilson. Jack Chilson, that is. He puts up a three, no good. Rebounded by Jack Chilson. He puts up a bad 3-point shot as he had 4 seconds left, and he misses. Tigers will take a 19-12 lead into the halftime break. We will be taking a short break for halftime. We welcome you back from our halftime break. Your Tigers are up 19-12 on the Rangers from Northwest. Leading the Rangers tonight is Walker Yalpel. He's put up 5 points. And leading your Tigers tonight is Jack Chilson. He's put up 7 points of their 19. So it's been a low-scoring football-like score game. And they really haven't gotten the lid to come off the basket tonight, as you can tell by the score, but free throws have kept Tunkhannock in this game. They only committed 1 foul in the first half, and that was at the end. And then you have Northwest committing 6, so Sachs was on the bench a little bit there at the end of the first half in foul trouble. Him and Hufford were, so hopefully the Tigers can take advantage of what's been working, and that's been going to the paint today. And I'm not saying they should abandon the 3 in the second half, but they should look to get better shots than just chucking up 3s. The second half will start with your Tigers getting the ball. Valley View is up 26-10 against Abington Heights at the half. Scores from around the local 4A and Division II here, as Redeemer is beating Wyoming Seminary 24-17, as Frisco will get the ball. He'll give it to Harder, to Chilson, to Frisco, to Harder, to Frisco, to Chilson, to Robinson, to Frisco, to Harder. He'll force a runner, no good. Yalpel with it. Give it to Hufford, to Biller, to Sachs, to Biller. Sachs has it, kicks it to Pierontoni. His 3 is long. Tigers will get possession. Frisco will have it. To Robinson, down to Chilson. Double team, gets a foul call, misses a shot. The foul was on Sachs, his 3rd. 2 more and he's out of here. Chilson's first free throw hits the front of the rim and goes in. The Tigers have not been a team that goes to the foul line a lot in games, as Chilson misses his 2nd free throw. Northwest has it. Sachs with it to Pierontoni, to Hufford, to Yalpel, as Harder gets it. Over to Frisco in the corner, to Robinson. Ben Chilson driving low, kicking out to Robinson. He loses control. Ben Chilson gets it from Jack Chilson, misses the 3, rebounded by Robinson to Frisco. Frisco has it. Up top to Robinson, to Harder, down low to Jack Chilson. Back over to Harder, drives down low, gets the layup. His 2nd basket of the night, gives him 5 points as Yalpel has it. Over to Pierontoni. And that's a reach on Jake Frisco, his first, Tigers' first of the half. It seems like Northwest wants the ball to go to Jack Chilson down low, and then they want to double team him and try to get a jump ball out of it as soon as it goes to his hands. Whenever the Tigers have the ball, the inbound goes to Biller to Pierontoni. And the pass goes near the concession stand as the Tigers will get possession. Frisco with it. Over to Harder. To Jack Chilson. To Frisco to Harder. His three is good. He's starting to get hot now. Sachs called for a walk as he hits the deck. 5:10 left in the quarter. Tigers up 25-12. Timeout Northwest. Tunkhannock has started the quarter on an 8-0 run here. No, 6-0 run. As they've had a Harder layup, 3, and Jack Chilson make a free throw. Northwest hasn't been able to score consistently. They've only been hitting here and there and hasn't been able to put together a full quarter of scoring. And it looks like that's hurting them right now as they are down 13 with 5:10 left in the third. Tunkhannock will have the ball out of the timeout. Tigers have 2 home games this week. They play Thursday against Wyoming Sem in Erie at home, and then they play MMI Prep Saturday. Both games are scheduled for 7:15. As Frisco gives it to Harder. To Frisco. Over to Ben Chilson. To Jack Chilson at the top of the free throw line. To Frisco. Drives. Gets a layup. Frisco's got his second basket now. He has 5 points. Yalpel with it. Over to Pierontoni. To Yalpel. To Sachs. Pierontoni long 3 through the net. His first basket, team's first basket of the second half. Frisco will bring it up. Drives, kicks it to Robinson, who drives. His layup is no good, but that's a good take. Northwest has been playing soft down low since they got that third foul on Sachs. Yalpel will bring it up, drive the middle, put up a floater. No good. Robinson had it but lost it. Rangers will get possession. Pierontoni to inbound for them. He'll give it to Hufford. Over to Pierontoni. His 3 is long. Sachs fighting for a board. Gets it to Yalpel. To Pierontoni. To Biller. And Harder with the steal. Put up a floater. No good. Gets his own rebound, kicks it to Robinson. Sets his feet, long. Sachs with it, picks up his dribble, gives it to Yalpel. Pierontoni's baseline J, good. Gives him 5 points in the quarter. Timeout. Tigers. Number 2, Sarah Keenis will sub in out of the timeout, as Northwest is down 10. Holy Redeemer leads Sem 33-32 at the half. Chilson gets the inbound and gives it back to Harder. To Jack Chilson. To Ryan Harder. Jumper no good. Rebounded by Hufford, gives it to Yalpel. Yalpel, long three, short. Harder to bring it up. Double team came perfectly, and the Northwest bench wants a walk. Baltrusitis is subbed in for Robinson. Harder to Frisco. Frisco's three is short, no good. Rebounded by Sachs. To Yalpel. Sarakinas with it, gives it to Pierantoni. His three is no good. Rebounded by Baltrusitis to Frisco. To Harder, no numbers, he'll slow it down. To Frisco, to Baltrusitis, to Ben Chilson. To Frisco. Frisco dump pass to Chilson. Hufford will pick up his third. Jack will shoot free throws. 3-4 at the line tonight. Free throw good. Second one is also good. Tunkhannock pressing up 12. I don't know if I like that. With Yalpel getting it to McLendon, who misses. Harder with it. To Chilson. And that's a walk on Jack Chilson. Coach Longer is getting hot on the bench as Tigers are not playing the way he wants them to play. Harder with the steal. No shot. Called it on the floor. Frisco to inbound. Third foul by Northwest in the half. The foul was on Pierantoni, his first. Harder's pass to Jack Chilson, tipped by Pierantoni.
Let's go, Tigers.
Hufford tipped the pass. Frisco to inbound to Jack Chilson, working on him down in the low block. Gets a floater, baby hook to go. Jack's first basket since the first quarter. Ben Chilson with the steal. Harder seems to be a little dinged up as he got poked in the eye. Frisco's shot was blocked. Inbound is to Jack Chilson. He'll put up another baby hook. Good. Yalpa with it. Drives, kicks it out to Pierantoni. Bangs home a three. He's up to 8 points, leading the Rangers. They're down 33-20. And that's a foul on Hufford, his fourth. 48 seconds to go in the third. It's going to be tough for Northwest. They're going to live and die with the three-pointer. Hufford's out as Biller subs back in. Hufford's fourth, team's fourth. Frisco to inbound to Ben Chilson. 45 seconds left. Baltrusitis to Frisco. To Jack Chilson. To David Baltrusitis, drives the middle and gets the foul call. Yalpel cannot believe that call. So I think that one was on Sachs. That'll be his fourth. That's his fourth. Team's fifth. Balchersitis his first free throw. Short. As McLendon is subbed in for Sachs. David hits the second free throw. McLendon inbound to Pierontoni. To McLendon. Over to Yalpel. 30 seconds left, 14-point game. Pierontoni's three brings it to an 11-point game with 22 seconds left here in the third. Pierontoni's getting hot from deep as he's hit 3 threes this quarter. Harder's pass is taken away. Northwest has to go with it. McLendon has it. Giving it to Pierontoni, the hot hand over to Yalpel. Saves it from going to the bleachers. The shot by Sarakinis. His heave at the buzzer is no good. So the Tigers scored 15 points in that quarter. And the Rangers scored 11. Tigers will take an 11-point lead into the fourth quarter. If they can just slow this game down and make it a slower paced game, they will be walking out of here with the score maybe the same way, because there's no shot clock, so they don't have to give it back to Northwest once they get the ball. But Northwest is going to have a tenacious defense and have to get stops and score some buckets quick. They don't have to be threes, but they have to be good shots they have to be taking here if Northwest wants a chance to get this game to overtime or to walk out here with the win. McLendon to inbound. Give it to Yalpel. Back to McLendon. To Sarakinis. To Biller. To Pierontoni. To Yalpel. Yalpel's only had 5 points tonight, as Pierontoni's been leading the way with 11 of the 23 points. The foul was on Tunkhannock. Their second of the half. First for Jack Chilson. Yalpel will have it. Give it to McLendon. To Yalpel. To McLendon again. Sarakinis sets a pick for him, but he goes the other way. He has it trapped in the corner, gives it to Sarakinis. Back to McLendon. To Yalpel. Pierontoni, long three, short. Rebounded by Sarakinis. Yalpel lines up a three. Way off the mark. Jack Chilson with it. 7 minutes, 4 seconds to go. Ben Chilson to Harder. Harder's floater, no good. Rebounded by Yalpel. Yalpel pushing. He'll put up a floater. He'll get it. Frisco with it. 9-point game. Harder, long three. No good. Rebounded by Biller. To Yalpel. Northwest has very little height right now, and if I was Tunkhannock, I'd beat it down low. Sarakinis with it up top. Over to McLendon. McLendon has it taken away. Harder makes the layup. He's up to 10 points now. Yalpel has it. The shot by Northwest is down and out. Chilson to Harder to Frisco. Jack Chilson drives, misses the lay-in through contact. Yalpel has it. Yalpel with it. Yalpel puts his shoulder into a defender, and he'll be shooting 2 free throws. Yalpel's missed his only free throw attempt on the night. That was Ben Chilson's first foul. Tigers' third of the half. Yalpel missed his second free throw. Trochak is subbed in for the Tigers. Harder will come out. Sachs will come in, and Hufford will come in. Both Sachs and Hufford have 4 fouls. They got to play smart. It looks like foul trouble has killed the Northwest chance for a comeback, as they can't have any consistency with their guys. Yalpel's second free throw is good. Ben Chilson to Baltricitis. Drives the paint, gets it in for 2. Yalpel with it. Over to Pierontoni. To McLendon, to Pierontoni. To Sachs. Sachs step back 3, short. Rebounded by Chilson. 4:45 left in the game. Tigers up 12. Trochak with it to Baltricitis. To Ben Chilson. To Frisco. David Baltricitis gets the pass to Chilson. Jack Chilson to Frisco. As the officials changed the call to off of Northwest, which was the right call. It looked like Northwest hit it. The inbound will go to Trochak. To Baltricitis. To Chilson. Kicks it to Trochak. To Baltricitis. To Chilson. Jack Chilson's shot no good. Over the back on Jake Frisco. That'll be his second. Team's 4th of the half. Halfway through the 4th quarter, Tigers hold a 12-point lead. Yalpel with it. To Pierontoni. The shot no good by Yalpel. Rebounded by Chilson. To Ben Chilson, to Jack Chilson, to Trochak. To Frisco, to Jack Chilson. To Trochak. Free throw line jumper, good. Yalpel with it. Pierontoni with it. Gives it to Hufford. Shot no good. Northwest will be shooting as Harder and Trajan Turner will be subbed in. Turner is number 21. They will sub in after Sachs' first free throw. The foul was on Trochak, his first, team's 5th. Sachs nails the first free throw, gives him his 3rd point of the game. He's really been non-existent tonight in the scoring column. His second free throw is good. Turner gives it back to Frisco, who gives it to Harder. 3:02 left. 12-point lead by the Tigers. Harder to Frisco. To Harder. To Jack Chilson. To Harder. Drive the paint, get the layup. This has been from what I've seen, this has been Tuncanic's game down low. They really don't play with so many layups and floaters and paint shots. But tonight they haven't. It's part of the reason why they're up 14 points with 2:36 to go. Trajan Turner picks up his first foul, team 6th. Next foul on the Tigers will result in Northwest area shooting 1-and-1s the rest of the way. Yalpo with it. Drives a paint, gets it. Harder with it. Frisco to Chilson. Harder. Frisco to Trochak. And he has it poked away by Yalpo, but they call a reach. That'll be his first foul, team 6th. Next Northwest area foul, and the Tigers will be shooting 1-on-1s. Frisco's inbound goes to Harder. Forced floater, no good. Rebounded by Chilson. Out to Frisco. To Harder. To Chilson. Trochak backdoor. Beautiful pass from Chilson. Gives Trochak 2. Yalpo with it. 1.5 to go. Yalpo gives it to Pierontoni. Pierontoni drives, missed. And they call a foul on Trajan Turner. That'll be his second, team 7th. Pierontoni to shoot free throws. He'll shoot 2. Pierontoni misses the first free throw. Second one is good. Timeout Northwest. It'll be a full timeout. 1:24 to go. The timeout was just to get subs in. I think as there's no other reason to call a timeout down 13 with 1:24 to go. As Northwest will empty the bench, and so will Tunkhannock, probably. Tunkhannock will be looking forward to Thursday's night matchup with Wyoming Seminary. Sem forced them to shoot the 3, and the 3 wasn't falling down at Sem, so Tunkhannock's going to want to come out firing on Thursday night, and they're going to want to beat Sem. Northwest will press the inbound. Chilson to inbound. As Sarakinis, McLendon are subbed in for Northwest. Harder breaks the press with ease. To Chilson, to Harder. Chilson. To Frisco, back to Chilson. Over to Trochak, and that's a foul on Yalpo. That'll be his second, team 7th. Trochak to shoot a 1-on-1. Sachs and Yalpo are subbed back in. I mean, not Yalpo. Sachs and Hufford are subbed back in. Northwest didn't want them to pick up their 4th foul. He makes the front end of the 1-and-1. And if the game wasn't on ice before, it definitely is now, as the Tigers hold a 14-point advantage with a minute to go. Trochak pushes it to 15 points. Yalpo to McLendon. His shot is good. Timeout Northwest. Put the subs back in. Full timeout. Too late to plan a game plan and get it over with. Valley View is dominating Abington Heights right now. They're up 30 with 6:26 to go in the fourth. Sem is up 48-44 with 44 seconds left in the third. And now they take a 6-point lead going to the fourth quarter. Tigers to inbound. .13 game, 50 seconds left. Chilson's inbound goes to Trochak, and they foul him on the inbound. Foul was on Yalpel, most likely. Yalpel picks up his third, team's eighth, 1-1 again for Trochak. Makes the front end. Misses the second end. Yalpo with it to Sachs. Sets his feet, lines up a three. Too little, too late to make it, but he'll pad his stats, pushes him up to 7 points. Jack Chilson with the answer. Gets the layup and the foul. Stupid foul on Hufford as he's out of this game. Biller will sub in for him. With 30 seconds left, it doesn't matter that he fouled out because Northwest isn't coming back down 13. Chilson missed the free throw. Three-pointer by Sachs is good. Sachs will now add the stats. With 20 seconds left, down 10. I don't understand why you're fouling. Their shots were not falling all night, and now they're trying to drag this game out when they don't have what it takes. They don't have the clock on their side anymore. Right now it says Sarah Keenan has 4 fouls on the scoreboard, but I'm only taking it as he has 1. Chilson makes the first free throw, puts it at an 11-point game. Makes the second one. Tigers will be shooting 2 free throws for every foul the rest of the game. Yalpo with it to Sachs to Yalpo. 15 seconds. Pierantoni, 3 no good. Rebounded by Trajan Turner to Trochak to Frisco. Game over. Tigers win by 12. Aided by free throws late. Scored 51 points. Tigers return to action Thursday night against the Wyoming Seminary Blue Knights. They will take on them, and that is a rematch from a game already played this year, as Tigers lost that game 51-37. That's all for tonight. I'm Brad Keeler. Goodbye.